So
hello guys, welcome to the Kabashed.
okay, this is my son. He insisted that he has to join me on this video. We have a very different video for you today. As you guys all know, I'm actually not a very big channel for reviews. Just my personal opinion is that there's a lot of reviews out there, so I'll just be adding to a white noise. I'm sure there's a lot of other reviewers who do a much better job than I do, so I just leave them to it. But in this case, what I have here is something that was just recently released.
It's an Imperial clone shock trooper.
Yep, and there's actually not a lot of videos out there that has this figure out yet. So what I'm going to do is, I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there who are very curious as to what this thing is and how does it compare to the other releases. So here I am. I think I'm going to break my mold this time and just let you guys see firsthand what this thing is all about. So the packaging. I don't really delve too much on the packaging, but in this case, I'm just going to kind of speed through it. So as you guys all see, Imperial. No, thank you, kid. Thank you. Okay, as you can see, it says Imperial Clone Shock Trooper. Comes out the Bad Batch series. I'm sure the people who watch this channel, a lot of them watch the Bad Batch and know what this is all about. If not, then spoiler warning, because I'm about to go in the back over here. It says Imperial Shock Trooper, originally founded during the Clone Wars as security police for the Coruscant government, built facilities and bodyguard for Republic representatives. The group of clones known as shock troopers now operate as elite forces of the Empire. Yes, Empire. So that's pretty much it. I got this figure. I live in Hong Kong, so I didn't go through the usual channel to obtain this. I have a mom and pop store over here who's pretty reliable in getting all the releases, and I'm sure they're actually pretty official in the sense that they get in boxes and stuff like that. And the fact that I got them concurrently with the US releases, so it's pretty legit. So I'm gonna open up the packaging, and I'm going to show you what's on the inside. So this is a figure out of the package, and overall I like this figure. I mean, of course, I'm a clone nut, so I mean, you guys know that I would like this. I think it's good they keep on coming out with new clone figures and keep them coming. However, there's a couple of mysteries surrounding how the evolution of this figure places itself within the line. So I'm gonna go over that more. Well, first the paint scheme, right? So the paint scheme, of course, they tried to do this thing. They did the same thing with the recent Phase 1 Clone Lieutenant, where they do the kind of the scraping off of paint. Looks scruffy and stuff, but well, serviceable, but it's not like wonderful. They didn't add in any of the base grime on there. They didn't add any of the things and stuff like that. And of course, to me, weathering means something very different for me than other collectors, right? So I think weathering, well, you know, I mean, did a serviceable job, but I'm not very enamored with this, and I might have to work on this later on. The figure itself is an attractive figure. I love the color scheme and stuff. The shock trooper is always very nice. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to belabor much also on the articulation, because the articulation, essentially, this is the body wise, at least, it's the clone. There's a new clone mold, right? And it's dead giveaway is the long torso. That actually, if you look at the older figures, the torso is a lot shorter in a sense that it comes closer to the belt. You know, with these type of like dinky shoulder pads, and the fact that like this thing is attached to the top over here, this is what I expected. So I'm not going to do much into the articulations here. If you want to, there's plenty of videos about the other figures that would explain this a lot better. Accessories wise, it's doable. Like, you know, it's got the rifle, and and the two rifles over here, long and short one. I don't know the official names of it. We'll have to look it up, but you guys know what it is. Essentially, it doesn't have much painting or any type of the paint scheme is not. It's there, you know. It's actually no, it's not. There's no paint in there. It's just a great piece of plastic. Over here, I think they decided to do a little different paint over here, but that's pretty much it. It is what it is. I'm actually not like other collectors. I don't want tons and tons and tons of accessories just for the hell of it. So to me, it's fine. It's serviceable. I said this word a lot. It's serviceable. Basically, this figure is very serviceable. That's what it is. Now, I want to kind of place it in the evolution of the whole, as you know, that the whole clone figures have gone through a lot of evolution, right? So I at first suspected the pauldron is actually a reuse of the Rex pauldron, but in fact it's not. If you look at it, the sizing is different. Of course, there's the ammo pouch. They've added some extra details in here of the leather. You know, for you guys who collect handbags, ladies' handbags, you know, like Hermes, they have this thing called Epsom leather, and basically, I forgot what it's called formally, but you know, the Epsom leather pretty much they try to replicate the same type of texture over here, even on this black spot, the darker spots over here. They have they try to add in a little more art details over here with the leather. In the back over here, as you can tell, it's very different. Whereas the Rex has these type of ribbings on there, this one's just plain, right? So yeah, it is what it is. Like, you know, I'm not gonna fault it for it. And so no, they haven't used this part. It's actually a new sculpt. Now there's a mystery around this. It's about the helmets. So as you could tell from the previous video, I actually favor the helmet of the Elite Squad Trooper a lot. I think it fixed a lot of the issue with the previous figure. Over here, if you could look at this straight, let me see over here. There's a lot of warping going on. This one's slightly like warped to the side. I really don't like this one over here because it's just completely like warped. As you can tell, I added the black band over here, and I'm going to do the same for this Imperial Shock Trooper. But you know, as I've pointed out in previous video, this one it's actually like skewed. So this over here is actually slightly warped and tucked in here. This is disgusting. I really hate this. So they fixed it in the Elite Squad Trooper, and the proportion too is a lot more flared out this way. And I just love the way it is. And I was hoping that this one it is, but it's not, and it's really strange. It's actually different. If you can tell, this one's actually wider overall, and it might be. I mean, the good thing about this is that there's no warping here. At least I can tell right now. Actually, it seems pretty symmetrical. It's just wider. It's just different, and it sits a little bit lower than this helmet, right, onto the figure, right? And it's just, again, it's different. But then I thought maybe they regressed and they went back to the old one for the sake of keeping the mold, and it isn't. Not only did it fix it, but you fixed the warping, but you could tell over here, these two, the distance between these two is actually closer on this figure than on here. So I guess a strange thing is that they didn't recycle this. They unfortunately didn't recycle this one, and I guess they just made a new one, which is really strange. So that's pretty much it, right? So this is so the conclusion of the Imperial Shock Trooper is, it's a nice figure. I love it. It's a clone figure, and I'll continue to collect it. I'm sure the new 212 battalion or whatever it is for the Cody is probably going to be the same mold as this, and I'm okay with it. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And here we go. Here's a family photo of all the previous releases of similar battalion, I guess, whatever you call it. How does it look? It looks great with the whole family there. Of course, I have Commander Fox and the previous Entertainment Earth Order 66 release with the old mold. And of course, this is a custom I've made with Sergeant Hound and Grizzer. And they look great together. I'm probably going to display them like this. Only problem is I could see that the red in here is slightly more of a blood red. It's going to be a little bit darker than this one, Order 66. And this one's actually slightly brighter. And I'm sure if you look at the chin piece over here, or the mouthpiece over here, this is actually a lot wider than this. It's going to be a lot different than this. In fact, actually, I wouldn't even mind if they take this pauldron and put it on here and just call it a day, right? I love this figure, but I know there's a lot of people who don't like the whole mold. Actually, I think it's fine. I think the weathering over here is kind of weird the way it does the horizontal thing, but I like the big shoulders. Well, not big, but you know, bigger. It's more proportional. Seems like what they have in Revenge of the Sith. I don't think there's going to be one video I have that doesn't have figures falling, but here you go. So that's a pre-required figure falling part in my video over here. But see, this is a little comparison over here. But overall, from afar, this looks nice. I actually like this figure a lot still. It's still a clone figure. It's still okay. I think the pauldron actually offset the part, kind of offset the fact that this shoulder piece is a little bit weak. But overall, it's a great figure. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll catch you in the future videos then.